guys, my name is Trinh and today I'm here to do a book haul. I got a lot of books at the end of last year and then I got like a few new books at the beginning of this year. So I'm just going to combine everything together. Let's get started because we have a lot to go through. Let's start with Book of the Month YA. So for the month of February, I picked out A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I picked this book up because I finished the show You at the end of January. That show is about stalking and killing people, and when I read the title I was like, yeah, I'm in the mood for that. This book is about our main character named Pip. A few years before this book started, there's like a tragedy that happened in their local high school. A senior named Andy was killed by a guy named Sal, and then he killed himself. The main character really wants to find out what's going on because the guy Sal was so nice to her when they were young, and she was just like, how did this happen? So yeah, she's just trying to find out the truth about this murder. It sounds really interesting and I cannot wait to read this book. If you want to sign up for Book of the Month YA, there is a code SWOON and you can get the first box for $9.99, and of course my affiliate link will be down in the description box below, and if you sign up with Book of the Month YA using my link, then I will get a commission, and if you do end up using my link, then I really appreciate it, so thank you. If you don't know, I am a huge fan of Cassandra Clare, so of course I need to purchase these 3 books. So this is the Infernal Devices trilogy, and this is like the manga. So this is Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and then Clockwork Princess. I read these 3 books already, and if you don't know, the Infernal Devices trilogy is my favorite trilogy, my favorite series of all time. So of course I really want to check out the manga, and they were good. They're not the best, but I really appreciate their effort to do like an adaptation of the novels. If you want to hear my review and my thoughts on the manga, then check out my December wrap-up 2019 video. The next book is Check Please. This is book 1 Hockey, and this is by Nguzi Ukazu. I read this at the end of 2019 in December because I read a lot of graphic novels and manga in December. This book is about our main character named Biddy. He's a hockey player and he meets, you know, his teammates, and is about his first 2 years of college there. People love this graphic novel. Personally, I don't love it as much. I think it's just because I don't know shit about hockey, and this is literally about hockey. So if you're a big fan of the sport, then check this book out. I like the main character, Biddy. I really relate to him because he loves Beyonce. I love Beyonce. So that's all that matters. The next book is I'm Telling the Truth But I'm Lying by Basi Ikpi. What's really cool about the title right here is that it says I'm telling the truth, and then when you flip it over it says but I'm lying. I think this is really clever. I got this book because the author was at my university. She did like a lecture there. I'm so glad I went because I really enjoy her presentation. She read like a few pieces from her book and I was just like, damn, I really need to pick this book up because I think this is going to be amazing. So this is a memoir and essays, and at first I thought this was a poetry book because her work is so poetic. I'm planning to read this book in February, so I'm very excited for that. The next book is The Toll by Neil Schusterman. I got this book, I believe, the beginning of November because I pre-ordered this book and it got to my house, and of course I read this book immediately because I really love Thunderhead by Neil Schusterman. But if you watch my disappointing books of 2019 video, you will see this book making an appearance in that video because I didn't love this book very much, but I'm still going to keep it because I annotated this book, and of course it's the 3rd book of a trilogy, so it makes sense to keep this book, you know, because I like to have my series together. The next book is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I got this book for $8 on Amazon. One day it was just on sale for $8, so of course I bought this immediately because that sale is too good, and of course I announced it on Instagram, well, Insta story. So this book is a memoir by Michelle Obama. It's about her life when she was young to when she's an adult. If you don't know, she is the wife of Barack Obama, and he was the 44th president of the United States. I cannot wait to read this book because I'm planning to read this in February for Black History Month. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so my expectation is very high. The next book is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. This is actually a Christmas gift from my friend Sierra. Sierra brought me my Christmas present. I haven't gotten her shit yet because
I know what you're getting me though.
Yeah.
She texted me and she said, do you already have a copy of Evelyn Hugo?
But you said no.
I said no.
So I was like, perfect. Because like we both read Evelyn Hugo
at the same time. I read it like a week after you.
It's kind of crazy how we both read it at the same time without telling each other.
And like she would be reading it in class and we were supposed to talk about something else.
That was one time.
Yeah, just open it.
Oh my god, that is exciting. Yeah. Oh, it's Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng.
It's one of my favorite books. And I'm really nervous about the Hulu series. It's like top
really
5.
Good?
It's
wow,
so good.
That's high.
Well, because it talks about adoption in it. My sisters are like biologically related to me, and so it talks about like the differences in like culture. It is so good.
Ah, I'm so happy. Wow. So very good.
Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, I just touched your whole boob. Just gonna...
Little Fires Everywhere is a very popular book, I believe a few years ago. All I know about this book is that it's about adoption, 2 families getting into a fight because of an adoption problem. That's all I know, and honestly I don't want to know too much before I read this book because I just want to like get into this book and then find out what's going on. So cannot wait to read this book because I'm planning to read this in 2020. The next book is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is actually a Christmas gift from my friend Sandy, my parabatai, of course. Thank you so much, Sandy, for giving this book to me for Christmas. It was a really great surprise. Well, not really. I kind of knew that it was going to be this book. Basically, this book follows 2 main characters named Nova and Adrian. All I know is that the Renegades are like the good guys in this society because they help people. However, Nova hates the Renegades because they did not help her when she really needed them. I believe she witnessed her family being murdered, and of course, you know, the good guys, the Renegades, did not save her, so she hates them and she wants to bring them down. The next few books are all from Book Outlet because I placed an order for their Black Friday sale, and usually I always do like a video for their Black Friday sale. It's been a thing on my channel, but I ran out of time in November/December, so I'm just going to include the books here. And I'm going to rush through everything because I'm really hungry. The battery is about to die, so I need to get through this very quickly. I got Sadie by Courtney Summers. I believe this is about a girl missing. Is she missing or is she dead? I don't know. But basically, I've heard that this book is amazing on audiobook because it's in like a podcast form where we get to hear interviews and there's like sound of nature in the background. I just know that the audiobook is amazing, so I really want to pick up the audiobook when I'm reading this book. The next book is Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Nguyen. This book is about 2 main characters named Mia and Jake. I believe Mia is Vietnamese and the author is Vietnamese if you cannot tell by her last name. So of course that's why I really want to read this book because I rarely read books about Vietnamese main characters and Vietnamese authors and all that fun stuff, so I really wanted to pick this book up. I know that this book have a fake dating trope because Mia and Jake, I believe, they pretend to date because their mothers really want them to date. They're doing that because they really want their moms to back off, but I think eventually they fall in love. And then of course this is the only comic book that I got on Book Outlet. This is The Legend of Korra, Ruins of the Empire Part 1. I have this because I love Avatar: The Last Airbender and I like The Legend of Korra, okay? It's not my favorite, but I enjoy it, so don't come at me. Of course, I have to pick up Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry. I want to read this book because this takes place at a private high school and I relate to that shit because I went to a private high school, so I am very curious about the characters and of course people's opinions on religion because that's always an issue at a private high school. So I know that this follows a lot of characters and of course we have different representations, so I cannot wait to pick this book up. The next book is Darius the Great Is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. All I know about this book is that the main character is biracial and he feels stuck between his 2 cultures because he's Persian but he lives in America, and it deals with, I believe, identity, like your racial identity. But not just that, I believe he has depression as well, so it deals with mental illness. And I've heard really amazing things about this book and I feel like it's very underrated, so I really want to give it a try because I think it's going to be really good. And now the rest of these books are the books that I got in 2020. So of course, Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. I think that's how you say his last name. But anyway, I got this book signed. It says Trinh, Keep It Simple, and then the signature right here. So this book is about a main character named Dell, and he has a crush on this girl named Kiara. She broke up with her ex-boyfriend, and Dell was like, oh my god, this is my chance to get with the girl of my dreams. He accidentally joined the purity pledge. So I believe this book deals with race, deals with religion and other topics as well. At the book signing, the author really go in depth with like the different topics that we're going to discuss in this book, but I forgot the list. I'm planning to read this book in February, so hopefully you will see this in my wrap-up video. Hopefully. The next book is Clockwork Angel. This is the 10th anniversary edition, and this is by Cassandra Clare. My sister gave this to me for Christmas, and I was so happy because this is beautiful. Oh my god. If you don't know, the Infernal Devices trilogy, my favorite series of all time. So of course when I saw this, I knew that I needed this for my collection. And then of course these two books, I got them from my friend. The first book is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the collector's edition, and this is the second book of the Six of Crows duology. I have the Six of Crows collector's edition, so I really want this one to match with the book that I already have. I'm so happy about this, so thank you so much, Olivia, because she was the one who got this for me for Christmas. The second book is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and of course thank you Pasola for giving this book to me because this is stunning. This looks so much better than the US edition. So this book is about our main character, forgot his name, Zachary. So basically he was in the library of his university, and he finds a book that documents his entire life. He's freaked out by it, and I believe that's where the story takes off. The last 4 books are some books that I got in the mail a couple of days ago. Sandy, my parabatai, basically she was telling me how she has so much arcs and she wants to get rid of them, and I told her the arcs that I really want, and of course she sent them my way. Thank you so much, Sandy, for these arcs. So the first one is What If It's Us by Becky Albertelli and Adam Silvera. I believe this book is about these two boys who meet in New York, and then of course they get together. So that's all I know about this book, and cannot wait to read this. And then of course History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I heard that this book is so depressing because the main character Griffin, basically his ex-boyfriend, passed away. The thing is, Griffin really thought that they were going to get back together, but then, you know, that never happened, and of course he ended up dying. This book is really depressing because it's about death, and the main character has OCD. The next book is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. So this book is about our two main characters named Penny and Sam. I believe they meet each other and then they exchange numbers, and then they just text to help each other out. That's all I know, and I've heard like mixed things about this book. I've heard some really good things, and then I've heard some really bad things. So I still want to give this a try because I have never read anything from the author. The last book is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I'm so happy to have this because this is the cutest arc, okay? I just love the cover. But basically this book is about a main character named Frank, and he is in love with a girl who happens to be white, and his parents do not want him to date anyone that's not Korean American. So he fake dates this girl who's Korean American. I believe it's going to be a mess because he doesn't tell his girlfriend, like his white girlfriend, what's going on. That's all I know about this book, and I've heard that this book will make you cry. I don't know. Will it make me cry? If it makes me cry, then, you know, I'll give it some points for that. So those are all of the books in this book haul. There are some books that I have already read, but then there are some books that I have not read. So I really hope that I'll get to read a lot of these books this year because that's, you know, the whole goal. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye!